When you're coming to Canada as an international and you look at the fees of how much they charge you, it's ridiculous. It gives you a little bit of a heart attack. How am I going to come up with 30, 40, 50, 60,000 or more, including living expense? And that's what my parents were going through. They were just wondering, how will we pay for Yasser's education? And they were sending me abroad a second time. The first time I already went to Malaysia and I did my undergrad there. So they literally got all of the money they had. They invested in me. They sent me abroad here to Canada. And I came here to study my MBA. I did my Master's in Business Administration. I did one semester and I just realized this program isn't for me. I don't want to do the same thing that I've been doing in my bachelor's degree. I don't want to do the same thing I've been doing in high school. I'm sick of this. I don't want to do this anymore. While I was going through all of this, I also decided to experiment with a lot of different things because I'd done my undergrad and I knew the things that I didn't like. I didn't like numbers. I didn't like math. I didn't like anything close to that stuff. I wanted something that's more communication based. At the same time, I realized what are some things that I really need to improve. And for me, the number one thing was social skills and public speaking. I was horrible at it. I had avoided it my entire life, never wanted to do a presentation. I would never be someone who would raise his hand in a classroom, and as many group presentations as I could possibly run away from, I would try to do it. Coming to Canada, I made it a point the first thing I'm going to do is join a public speaking club because I want to get better at public speaking. And I did. I went the first time and I absolutely sucked at it. But then my mentors, they advised me, okay, keep coming back week after week. If it's a crappy speech, do a crappy speech. Do it again and again and again. And I came back again and again and I did speeches up until I got better at it. I went to compete. I won several awards for it and I was really happy with myself. But you can only go so far when you're doing things for yourself. Great, I'm better at public speaking, but what impact is that bringing to other people? And I noticed when I was looking at other speakers who I was aspiring to, like Tony Robbins, they inspired me to become a public speaker. So I wanted to inspire other people, not just to become a public speaker, but just to get better at things that they think they could never get better at. Like I never thought I could get better at public speaking. I had always been shy my whole life. So what I decided to do was I took charge of the Toastmasters Club on campus. There was already a club there. It's a public speaking club. And I try to train as many people. I try to bring as many students as I possibly could. And we started with 5 members. 5 members who would show up every other week. And, most of the times it would be me and 2 other people just talking around. Nothing would be happening. So what we started doing was really amping up the marketing, really showing people what they can accomplish. And we did it by trying to be role models. It was myself, future president, and some other members as well who were doing fantastic work. We actually brought people to our meeting one by one and showed them how it can be fun, how public speaking can be fun. We ramped up the marketing. We made sure as many students knew about the public speaking club as possible. And eventually, over about a 6-month period, our members went from 4 to 5 to about 30 members. 30 members over about 1 semester. And that club has been doing phenomenally well because of the people who were managing it now. Amazing. Now, this whole time I was doing all these public speaking seminars for free. Most of them, I did a couple of them for a couple of money because when you're investing so much time into something, you want to make sure people are taking part in it because they see it as an investment. They're not just there because they want to kill time and they find free food. You have to make them invest. But sometimes, well actually most of the time when I was doing public speaking seminars, no one would show up. It would be me in an empty room, nothing. I would market it on Facebook, I would put it up on my Instagram, I would tell all my friends, no one would show up. Eventually, doing it again and again, telling people in my Toastmasters club, telling them to tell their friends, eventually there was one person who came to me and said, Yasser, I need to get better at public speaking. I feel like this is really holding me back in terms of my academics. I said, fine, no problem. Meet me at this time. We'll do something. I met him. We had a 1-hour session. We recorded when he started out, and we recorded him at the end of the session, and he himself saw the difference in himself when he was public speaking. Based on that value that I gave him, later on that same person will come back into my life and see the things that I was doing on Instagram, sharing my stories about public speaking, and saying, Yasser, why don't you just incorporate more video editing into the content you're putting out? I can teach you that. So the fact that I gave him some value, he came back later on and gave me some value back. because I had some sort of an impression on him, he decided to give back to me as well. And this is really the point I want to come back to. When I was in university, in about my second to last semester, I had about 2 courses left. One of them I had taken, and one of them I could not afford. Ran out of money. My parents were in a typical situation. They said, you know what, Yasser, this is kind of all we've got. I had nothing else. I had a complete standstill, and it literally came to the point where I did not know where the money would come from. And as an international student, you have to take your courses. You have to, especially as a master's student. Otherwise, it messes with your permanent residency or work permit, whatever. So for a long time, I couldn't figure out what to do. Along came the Student Union Award for Student Support. Now, this is an award where students nominate someone who's done something to support other students on campus. And there was a $2,000 financial reward associated with this. I decided to apply for that. And of course, you have to find people who you've given value to who can speak to your credit. And because of all that I had been able to do during my time in university, because of all that I did, I actually got nominated and I actually won that award. And this is the award right here. And I think to this day, this is one of the most important things that I hold, because not only is it a symbol of everything that I have done in my time at university, but it's also a symbol of the value that people have gotten from what I've done there. The value that I've been able to share with other people because the value I got from other people. And this also signifies the university saving my semester, saving my education. If I didn't get this $2,000 financial reward, I could not have paid my fee. If I didn't pay for my fee, I don't know where I would have been. I don't know where I would have gotten the money. This single award here was a complete game changer. And the only reason I was able to get this award was because I put time into giving value to other people around me. Now, when I came, I was in that same boat. How do I get a job? How do I get these skills? How do I network? How do I take things? How do I take whatever I can to benefit myself? But I wasn't thinking about how I can give back. The truth is, guys, when you give, you set an impression with people. You do a lot of good things to people, things tend to come back your way. And for a whole year and a half, I put up more than 12 to 14 workshops in public speaking. I coach other people as well throughout my time. I was coaching people in my classrooms to get better at their presentations. All of that comes around because people recognize the value you give them, and they will recognize the value that you deserve and the award in this sense that you deserve. Now, don't do this because you want to get an award or a financial reward. But it just goes to show how many opportunities you owe yourself, how many opportunities you open for yourself when you start giving to other people. So when you're coming to Canada, when you're coming to study, I want you to think about that. What can I develop during my time in university to give to other people? Whether you are developing public speaking skills, maybe you're someone who's really good at art, what can I do to teach other people that skill? If you're really good at numbers or accounting, what can I do with that skill to help other people? Whether it's students, whether it's other people in the company. There are some students who are very good at taxation. They know how the tax system works. They did a whole week or two where they helped out students for free doing their taxes. Find ways to give people value, and they will find ways to give back to you. That's what I believe in. This right here is proof of that. And if it weren't for that, my education would not have been completed. My career path would not have been what it is now. And I wouldn't have had the influence on people that I did. And I wouldn't be able to help as many people as I am now. If I didn't help that one person who wanted public speaking advice, all of this YouTube thing never would have happened, because I had no idea how to edit videos. I knew nothing about social media, and I had no knowledge. It's only because of other people in my life that I've been able to do that. So to close, because of my university, because they recognized what I did, because of the fact that my mentors pushed me to give value to other people, my university career, my university experience, and my career opportunities were saved. And when you come here, I encourage you to do the same. Look for ways where you can give back to other people, and I guarantee you there will be other people who give back to you.